Hello. This is going to be a general message for Aries. We're doing it for the sign of Aries today. I asked for the overall energy, and the overall energy looks like that we have a situation that looks like in this deck. It's a new deck for me, but I think it's still card for the Six of Wands. But in this image, it looks to me like you see, it looks like there is a almost looks like someone with the wands down there. It looks like they were trying to build a fire, and but there's this dark situation around it that like a rainy day, things like that. But at the top of everything is our hope of inspiration, which you see the rainbow at the top there. So we're going through this situation that might seem dark and dreary right now, um, but rain for a lot of people that are spiritual people and stuff like that. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Rainy days can be therapeutic to a lot of people like that, like us. You can have a time to yourself to think. But in the distance there, we see over everything. There's a rainbow in the distance. So it's a good story that I got so far. It starts out with it might be a new situation. Remember, this is a general message, so put it into your story however it goes. If you're already in a situation, we start out with the Page of Pentacles. So for me, that's showing a new offer. But that for if you're already in a situation, you can look at it in the way of maybe you're going to come to your person in a new way, with new hope or something like that. Or if you're looking for your person still, it's a new person that's coming in. People you've been dealing with, it's not going to be the same thing anymore. It's something new. So it just depends on where your story is, and if you don't know what it is yet, just kind of let it play out. Maybe this is a message that you'll come back to later, like, oh, that's what it was talking about. But we start out with the Page of Pentacles, and which is that new offer, and then it goes on to talk, and we get the seven of Pentacles. So it's a lot of work going on. There's whatever this offer is that you're bringing has to do with your abundance, your where you stand in your life, and what you're wanting to bring. So as a page, you're new. So you're whatever it is. It's I don't want to word it incorrectly and say a small offer, because it's not a small offer, but it's what you're building. You want the offer to be perfect, so you're putting it together right now, and that's where the Seven of Pentacles is, because you're sitting there and you got that little pentacle underneath your feet there. You're nurturing and taking care of it, and you got all these other ones around it where you're trying to make it grow. You want to be able to offer that Ace of Pentacles, so you can get your perfect Ten of Pentacles to come in there, or excuse me, your Ace of Pentacles to create your Ten of Pentacles. But what's showing here is the Nine of Cups. You're sitting as the Nine of Cups right now, so you got everything. You have everything that for a perfect life, except for you need to offer. You want to offer your pentacle to somebody. You want to offer, to complete your whole circle to get your Ten of Pentacles. You need to offer that to have someone join your party, because at the very end of the story here we have the Lovers. So that's why I keep on talking about it seems like a romantic situation here again, which is very common. But like I've said before, you can look at this in many different ways. It could be whatever your story is, whatever if it's your career, if it's your family situation, whatever it is. The Lovers is just union, and having divine over the top of that. But right before the Lovers, we got the Ten of Pentacles. So that's why I said this is all good stuff. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, because you want to do that. You don't want to do this like you've done in the past. Whatever situation you've done in the past, whatever offer you've given in the past, it hasn't brought you the abundance that you want. So you're working really hard here with your Seven of Pentacles, trying to to build the perfect offer, so you can receive the actual Ten of Pentacles this time, instead of whatever mess that we deal with throughout our life. We go through a lot of these situations in life. They're all lessons to learn from. We can we're trying to get to a certain place, no matter what stage that is. If we're lucky, we find it when we're young, and we figure it out early. But for many of us, most of us, we don't. We have to go through, we have to learn, and we have to offer. We'll do it one way this way. We'll find out, oh, that didn't work. So you end up going through another situation. Sometimes it's with the same person, sometimes it's with someone else. But all you're doing is you're learning, you're growing spiritually, but what is inspirational here is that you're going towards your Ten of Pentacles this time. That's everything. You see down there at the bottom, we have the wise man with the dogs just sitting there watching over these two young people, or young souls, however you want to look at it, joining together, and you're doing all the right things. You're trying to stay happy. You're not trying to stay in this sad, mopey energy. While we're working for it right now, and this is early on, so this might be where we're at right now. He doesn't look too thrilled. He's kind of down on himself a little bit, but that's not somewhere he stays, because right after he goes into the Nine of Cups. So that's just, while we're working, we know how it is when we go to work in the day, it's just, sometimes it's just work. So you just got to do what you got to do to get what you actually want to do. But underneath your Page of Pentacles that we started off with, again, it's more, we get the Seven of Swords. And in this image, it shows a guy, he's sitting at a barbershop. I'll let you look at that image a little bit. You see this guy, he's sitting at a barbershop there, and in the image behind him, you see these razors that are chipping away at that iceberg in the back. So for me, what's showing, and you see this feminine energy there in the background in the image. See how she's half covered in ice and she's half whole there? It seems like that's what you're working at right now. You're working at maybe physically you're trying to make your body whatever you're going to offer, because you're working on your offer. You're having all this stuff coming in. You're going to the barbershop, getting a new haircut or getting a shave, and getting yourself together how you want to be able to present it yourself. Because right after the Seven of Swords, we show yourself presenting yourself to your Queen of Swords. In this image, in this new deck that I have, this image shows it's a woman that has this, it looks like a painting, but I see it as a screen. So to me, what I'm seeing here is maybe you're dealing with someone at a distance. I'm seeing maybe like a online connection or something like that. You're not with them right now. You're just taking care of what you want, because remember in the back of the Seven of Swords too, we get this other image where when you're at the barbershop, in the back it looks like there's a screen. So to me, in our society that we have right now, what it seems like to me is you're probably dealing with someone at a distance. Maybe you're not actually with them right now in body, so you're developing your relationship. And as after the Queen of Swords, we get the Three of Wands showing up. Three of Wands in both the next two cards, even down to the third card. I'm getting all this imagery, and I've been getting it for about a year now, of this whole Alice in Wonderland theme. So when Alice goes to Wonderland and everything just seems so chaotic and everything is crazy and you're trying to figure everything out. We see this guy here. I'll let you look at it there. We see this guy here, and he's sitting off by himself, looking at this land in the distance in the clouds. It looks like an egg that started to chip away. See, there's an egg, and in the middle of it there's this city. I'm seeing in this image, what could be portrayed as someone's home. They're perfect, whether it be a city that you're going to find, whether it be just manifesting your perfect, your home, like what you're trying to build, and that sort of thing. And he's looking off at the distance. It's starting to be, it's starting to come up, and he's starting to see at the top of it what can be there, but he's still far away from it. He's still standing over there contemplating what he's going to do. And again, with in that same topic, we get the Four of Pentacles. In this image, we see this guy down here that is sitting in this chair. See him sitting in the chair down there, and we get this one that right here, it looks like someone over the head of another person in the middle here. What I'm seeing is we're the person in the middle, or Aries is the person in the middle. Whoever's reading or whoever's listening to this message is the person in the middle, and God is this. He's got his cloak wrapped around us, and right down here at the bottom is that little person kind of sitting there with his pipe. It kind of reminds me of the caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland. The caterpillar was an interesting role. It was someone that was what a lot of us are seeing as like watchers. Some people think it's angels. People think it's our ancestors. Whatever your spiritual belief system is, there's a million different. A lot of people think it's actually like aliens from another planet. Some people think that it's ancestors that have passed that are still with us, but whatever it is, but we all basically agree that there is something that is, I want to say guiding is one word, but however you want to say it, they're with us, they're sitting there just but they stay quiet a lot of time. They're the quiet ones, and they don't interfere too much, but they're there to observe and see what's going on. The one that was really guiding us is the one that's has his cloak wrapped around us, and to me that's God, or whatever your spiritual beliefs lead you to call it, whether it's Jesus or whatever it is, source, whatever. But it's just, we have us in the middle, and we're the ones walking the path, and we are being guided by our source. But we also have these people around us that are these entities around us that are watching, observing, seeing what we going on, almost like a game show, or something like that. Or to me, like I said, the imagery that I've been getting is Wonderland. It's this whole chaotic world going on, and that's what the image that we're standing in looks like to me. The next one that we get After that is the moon card. And again, I'm still seeing that imagery of, I see these two dark shadowy figures down here working on this project. And actually that was another part of it. You know, we were talking about what different belief systems have as whatever it is, the ones watching us and stuff like that, are the angels or whatever our guardians are, that sort of thing. Some people see them as these shadowy figures that, you know, some people have feared, some people just know that they're just there. But I personally believe that that's just my the way I believe is all the different faiths, all the different religions in the world, they all are talking about the same exact thing. We just see them in different ways. So that's why in many of these images, like in this one, it shows you see an angel, and this one over here, it kind of reminded me of Alice in Wonderland. And this one over here, it looks like the shadowy figures, you know. But so if you look at these like that, what they're doing is they're making their work of art, or they're, you know, they're doing their part. They're carrying rocks up here, and what they're doing, it looks like they're chipping away at the moon, and they're being. But the moon to me represents spirit. So you know, for me in my faith system, it's the Holy Spirit. So, and it's just making it perfect. It's beautiful, exactly what spirit wants for us to have, and that came out right underneath the Lovers card. So that just goes back. That's why I'm trying to encourage you that what you're doing is the right thing, because while you're building your offer, your pentacle that you're offering, and you're going towards your Lovers card, you know, you're being guided by spirit here, and spirit is leading you in the right direction. And you can see what they're building here out of the moon. It's this beautiful work of art. You know, it's some kind of, it looks like penguins being chipped away, like a sculpture out of the moon. But we just continued on to what the future has to offer here. And again, right underneath your Page of Pentacles, you know, the first line there, again, we get the Ten of Pentacles. So you have the Ten of Pentacles showing up twice in your reading here. So, and it's coming up again, it's came in your past, and it's coming up in your future. So it's all leading in a beautiful place here. This one seems a little bit more, I don't know, it's just a happier scene. It seems like everything that you want going on there. You're sitting kind of in a garden with your family and just kind of enjoying dancing around. And then right underneath the Queen of Swords, see, everything is really lining up here in this message, because we had the Queen of Swords here, and then right underneath you got the King of Swords. So you got two different energies, and in this Queen of Swords image, she seems kind of withdrawn. Queen of Swords can be that way. Queen of Swords is a defensive. You know, it is a defensive energy, but not in a negative way. It's just she's protecting herself. She's protecting what. And remember, I say she just because the image is showing a female, but we're talking about feminine energy, which doesn't have any gender. So gender has nothing to do with this. If you're man and woman, woman and man, two men, whatever you want to do, or whatever you're doing in your story, just apply it to your story. But we're talking about a masculine and feminine energy. And right together, where you're underneath the Seven of Pentacles, where he's working on his project, underneath that we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, and they're working to come together here. Once we go further along in the bottom, in the future part of the story, we got Ten of Pentacles, and up here, right above, right next to the Queen of Swords, we had the Three of Wands, which shows three people. So you might have been dealing with. That's why I'm kind of in this story, at least for one person or one group of people. We're talking about a new person. We're talking about there was three people involved here. I'm seeing three people involved because in the future, right underneath it, we got the Two of Wands, which means you've come down to two people. So whatever way this goes with your story, you're getting to a place to where it's just gonna be you and your person there, and you're sitting there observing what's to come. And right after that, we get the World. So once you figure out what you need to do to be able to offer your pentacle to your person, you have the whole world coming towards you. So, and then confirmation that everything is just leading together is, remember at the beginning, the very first card you had was your Page of Pentacles, you know, talking about what you're trying to offer. And at the very end, once again, right after the World, once you have the World and everything, Page of Pentacles came out again from another deck. So twice now we have, from two different decks and from the same reading, we got the Ten of Pentacles. So it's confirming that whatever you're working towards, the way you're working towards it is working in the right direction. You're working towards exactly what you should be to have your perfect love story, or whatever it is, your perfect story that you're working towards, because you got Ten of Pentacles twice in this story, and you got Page of Pentacles twice in this story. So it sounds like this advice that Spirit is giving you is to stay in this Page energy. It's, you know, I've talked about it before. Page energy can be a beautiful thing, because we often want, you know, we think, oh, I want to be the Emperor, you know, I want to be the High Priestess, I want to be, you know, this or that, just the ones that are at the top of their game. But we have to remind ourselves that when we're at the top of our game, then we don't have anything to learn. So Spirit's not going to put us in that place too often, because we're humans. That's our existence right now. That's what we're doing. We're going to stay many times through our life, especially when we're working towards something. We're going to be in this page energy, and he's advising that we stay in that. Even at the end of your story, even once he's given you everything you have, you're still in that page energy, and he's saying stay there, because it's a beautiful place to be. He can't guide you if you're the emperor of your story all the time. He can't, he's the ultimate emperor, so there can't be two emperors, right? So look, when you get these readings and then like, yes, I'm the emperor, yes, I'm the whatever, just know that's the current energy. But really, when you're working with Spirit, because right underneath your final page, you have the moon, which remember is my Spirit card. When you're working with Spirit, you are a page. You must stay a page. You'll always be a page, is because as soon as you know everything, there's nothing for you to learn. So let's see if we get some final advice here. What do we want to use? We'll take some from our angel deck, see what they got for the situation. It just seems like it's a story to confirm to you that whatever you're doing right now, whatever you're dealing with a rainy day situation, that definitely don't worry about it. Don't let yourself worry about it. Continue working what you're doing. Continue working towards your goal. You're doing the right thing. You've got good ambitions in your mind, and he's just confirming to you that what you're doing right now. So all right, so I asked for some advice under the situation, and you got the King of Pentacles in this. Remember, I just said stay in the Page of Pentacles, so that's just confirmation that don't look at page energy like it's a bad thing, because as soon as he's just saying humble yourself, just be humble, because really, what comes out next is King of Pentacles. Kings weren't always kings. They started off at pages. So, and the advice is to be compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, grounded, a time of great success, financial security and prosperity, the Midas touch, everything turning out beautifully, a supportive parent and spouse, a good person to work for. So, now you can look at that however you want. Look in your story. Maybe this is it's just confirmation saying what is to come for you in your future, or maybe that's someone that's coming into your life. Maybe that's some advice for you to look towards someone. If you're in page energy, you need someone to, or we don't need, we always have God to guide us, but if we're lucky, we have people come into our lives that can help us along our way, encourage us and stuff like that. So maybe I think I'm getting the message. I am to look for this person. If you haven't found him yet, there's a person coming into your life that will be let's take the example of a career. If you're a page in your career, look for someone in your career that has mastered your career, whatever that is. If it's someone, if we're talking about a love situation and you're trying to figure out how to come towards someone, find someone in your life that has maybe an older person that has been through relationships, been through the ups and downs, someone that knows about it, because that's the advice that Spirit has given us. Look for this king, and advice for us is, we're trying to make whatever we can do, make it a little bit easier. So, and then, that makes sense to me, and it should make sense to most of you, that if we're trying to work towards something, find someone that knows it better than we do, so we don't have to sit around stuck in our heads all the time trying to figure out what we're doing. One more card for advice, Spirit. One more card. Working too hard or too many hours. The need for balance in life. Let others help you. Health problems due to stress. So it makes sense. And again, in this image too, we have this old wise woman here. Just and you're seeing it. And the advice is you're working too hard. So don't work too hard. Take that as it's meant to be. It's not saying stop working. Obviously, continue. You're going to continue to work till you can't accomplish your goals if you're not working. But don't work too hard. It says the need for balance in your life. Let others help you. So again, that will be the confirmation for our advice here. Is I'm seeing in this image that there's going to be a person that can help you, that you're going to keep your eye out for, and once you find him, maybe you struggle with accepting help. Let him help you. Do these things, Spirit says, and your Ten of Pentacles is right on the horizon. But all right, Aries, like I said, this was for Aries, but as I say in all my other readings too, it's, you know, if you're watching it, if it's a story for you and it resonates with you, then the message is for you. Aries is just a place for me to start off from, but if this message meant something to you, I would take it and claim it. But all right, thanks for watching.